Hooked On Fishing was brought to you by Matamata Sports World. For all your friendly advice and service, see us first. Hi, Chris Bungard, helping you plan your weekend's fishing. Well, a little bit of frosty weather this week. It's been very, very nice. Bit of wind coming in over the weekend. Didn't look too good. Bit of rain on Saturday, they're talking. Not too bad though, I think. But generally, let's have a look at the trout fishing around the scene for a start. Now, I've had some very good reports from the Waikato lakes at the moment. Arapuni and Karapiro catching some very nice fish on there at the moment. It's a little bit chilly. You've got to put an extra cardigan or two on. But up the upper reaches of Arapuni, there's some nice fish being caught up there, and down below the Karapiro Dam, I think I mentioned it to you last week, well, 2 or 3 people have taken the advice and gone down there, and I know of a 4-pounder and a 5.5-pounder caught down there this week, one on Tuesday, one on Wednesday, so there's some nice fish around. They're in that spawning mode at the moment. Take a little pair of long-nosed pliers with you, perhaps, if you're fishing some of the local streams. If you get a nice big hen full of roe, just snip the old hook out and let it go for another day. Keep the jacks, of course. They're not too slabby at the moment because they've just started the spawning mode really, and they're still in quite good condition, nice in the old smokehouse. Another area that I heard is fishing quite well is way down Pyro way on the Waihau River, between Tiara and Pyro, sort of area you'd think, well, it's getting close to the sea, but gosh, I was talking to a guy who trolls on the river just by Pyro there, and he does very, very well. He's using little black and gold tobies and the little traffic light Tasmanian Devils and the spotty gold Tasmanian Devils, and he's, as I say, just trolling up and down the Waihau there. It's been in flood a couple of weeks ago, but it's settled down now quite nicely, and the fish really seem to be on the bite. He's got some beauty, so maybe that's something different you could try over the weekend if the sea fishing's not that great. In the Rotorua region, Glenn Skinner, who's the trout guy down there, I was talking to him, and he's very impressed once again with the way the lake edge fishing is going. Now, of course, the trophy lakes are closed. Lake Rotorua is still open for trolling and everything, but the main trophy lakes, they're only open now for shore fishing with the fly, and there's some very good fishing coming off there. Tararera, around the landing area, I was talking to a guy early in the week, and he said they've been getting some nice ones there. The old heave and leave with the little glow bugs and that sort of thing's working really well. And now, with that full moon going off, you've got new moon coming up, or virtually no moon at all. That is going to make for some good fishing in the evening at the change of light on some of those lake edges, so well worth a look around. If you want to troll, then Lake Rotorua itself around the island is going really well, especially the northwestern corner, he said, around the island in Lake Rotorua itself, and along the airport run, they call it, which is between the airport and the Ohau Channel, out in front of the Marae and the Pa, and that's down there. Right on the edge of the weed bank, there's a weed bank there that goes out, and as you head out you can see it drop off. Now if you troll up and down parallel with the shore and along the edge of that weed bank, just with a couple of colours of lead line or an LED line or a fast sinking fly line or something like that, and there's some very nice fish being caught along there this week, so perhaps try that over the weekend. As I said, bit of breeze forecasted for Saturday, so just watch out for that. In the Taupo region, the rivers are low and clear at the moment. I don't think there's going to be enough rain to change that over the weekend, so they should fish okay. The river mouths are carrying some quite nice fish at the moment. They're looking at heading up there to spawn. Some of them have already gone through, of course. Brownies have gone through earlier. The rainbows are now doing their thing, so they're heading up into there. But off the mouths themselves with a bit of early morning harling, and particularly with the kayak fishing. I've had some good reports of guys down there with a kayak. And the beauty of the kayak, as you paddle, the motion of the kayak goes like that, and that really makes the lure look quite realistic, especially the Tassie Devils and the black tobies and that sort of thing. So perhaps give that a try. Out on the west coast, still a fair bit of frustration out there really. There has been some fishable days, and the southwest reef is still fishing well. Straight out off Kawhia, it's down south of Raglan, of course. It's in about 65 metres of water, so it's a fair way out there. They did well on there. Dwayne Pinney was telling me that they got some good fish the other day. Tiraki, Warrihau are starting to come in on the reef there now, which are very, very nice. They're actually related to the blue nose and make beautiful eating, so well worth a look at there. But I don't know whether you're going to get out over the weekend. The forecast is a wee bit scruffy, southwesterly getting up and then coming around to the southeast about 30 knots. Up in the Coromandel region, I think that would be number one really. You've got incoming tide seems to be fishing the best at the moment. Now, the next day or two, on Saturday, you've got low tide early in the morning, midday around about high. So fish that early morning low tide, the change of tide, then the incoming tide. Next week, that'll get later, of course. You can get up there about 8 to 9 o'clock, will be low tide. Fish the change of tide, then the incoming high tide around 1, 2, 3 in the afternoon. Of course, that changes hourly by the day next week. So should be good up there. Not big tides either, so a chance to fish out in the Gulf further. Now on some of those outer farms, you won't have too much current to contend with. Over the hill into the Mercury Bay region, the Bay of Plenty, Motiti, Mare, around those sort of areas there, it's going to be a little bit scruffy. There's a southeasterly going to kick in up to 25 knots. It's supposed to drop out Saturday morning, late Friday night, Saturday morning, so you should get a good fishing on Saturday, I think. Sunday, that southeast is going to kick in again, so it might be a wee bit scruffy. If you'd like to get a new reel from Kilwell, of course you can give us a call on 0508 647462. That'll get you in the draw for a brand new reel. That number again, 0508 647462. This has been Chris Bungard helping you plan your weekend's fishing. Hooked on Fishing was brought to you by Matamata Sports World. For all your friendly advice and service, see us first.